fabulous weekend. I was going to go live over on Sunday. Decided to just chill with Crystal yesterday. We just relaxed, watched some action movies, did a little cooking. I made some ribs, and we just relaxed. Let ourselves enjoy each other's company for just a minute. It is, by the way, to the people that make the weather in Florida, what the fuck? It's only 80 degrees. I just did 2 workouts a little bit ago where the heat index was not even above 85. What the fuck? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. I'm going to have to start wearing a sweatshirt to work out in because I like being drenched in sweat, and I did not get drenched in sweat today. It did not happen. But it was still great workouts. If you want to join me for workouts, you can join our app. And here's the links to do that. You can just, what the hell? There we go. This is, my mouse is being a weird motherfucker. This is where you can join the app. You can just join the challenge. Crystal is doing a 3-month challenge for the holiday season. You can gift our app too, holiday 4-month app gift. You just use the person's name and email address, and then you pay for it, and they'll be on the app for 4 months. You can get 3 months worth of our coaching or 6 months worth of our coaching in blocks. If you're having a hard time and you know you're terrified that the holiday is going to put weight on you, we can help you right now to start building healthier habits, daily communication, weekly video conferences, help you bit by bit to adjust. So please check that out. Brian, I hope you are doing fucking phenomenal, sir. I was thinking about you over the weekend. I hope everything is good for you. Say hi to everybody real quick. Annie, how you doing? Betsy, how are you? Martina, what's going on? Duka Koodle Koo. Interesting name. How are you? Besides psychotic. Awkward 20-something. What's going on? What does an awkward 20-something look now in today's world? Because we have 20-somethings that believe they're cats. We have 20-somethings that are using demon pronouns and shit like that. So how fucking awkward are you to call yourself an awkward 20-something in a reference to like the rest of your generation? Like, how fucking awkward are you? Because are we talking like awkward, like, you know, you're a little shy in public, or are we talking awkward like you want to use a kitty litter box instead of the toilet? Like, what kind of awkward are you actually, you know? Sorry, my ADHD just ran with that. Jim Rat Raquel, what's going on? How are you? Betsy just said hi. What's going on? Happy Thanksgiving to those in Canada. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to those in Canada. I hope you're having an awesome holiday. By the way, if you haven't already and you don't want to stress too much about going off of your diet, you shouldn't be on a diet. You should just have planned the holiday in, as I instructed last week. But just think about what you're going to eat tomorrow. Make sure it's protein, healthy fat, mostly first thing in the morning. That way, and then enjoy dessert today, you know? Let's see. Shandog, Angel, Erinidel, finally made it live. I hope I got your name right. Thank you for joining the live. Monica, how are you doing? Interesting eye patch. Tigger Jones, Randy, what's up, Alan? Finally made it to Florida. That's good, man. Good. Just in time to bring some cold weather with you. What the fuck, Randy? Or Rudy? Excuse me, what the fuck? Just about made it. Cookies, M. Warwick. It's freaking cold here this morning. It is fucking cold in Florida this morning. It was like 70 when I walked the dog this morning. That is too fucking cold. That is just straight up too fucking cold. Space Shuttle Door Gunner, what's going on? Little Monster. By the way, here's where you can get stuff again. Purple Lily, awkward something. YouTube has been kind of notifying me. It's kind of suspicious. I don't know what's going on. That's kind of crazy. Fairy Self. Yeah, there's 20-somethings. There's 20-somethings that are fucking like thinking that like they're identifying as fairies. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, and not only are they identifying as fairies, but they're getting really upset if you don't use their fairy pronouns. I'm I am not adding to your fucking crazy. You can be crazy all you want. You can refer to yourself however the fuck you want. I do not give a fucking shit. I don't. But I'm not gonna. Just because you think you're crazy, just because you're crazy, don't realize it, and you demand it. I don't give a fuck what you demand. If you look like a woman, I'll call you a woman. I'm not going to call you a fae. You weirdo. 20 is an awkward age. 20s is an awkward age. It was, if I can remember that far back. Imagine if you tried to surrender your kid to the pound because they identified as a cat. I bet you'd go to jail. That's a good point. It's a very good point. Helen, I'm 31, so it's an old username. I got you. Courtney, how are you? Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Breaking insanity cycle. Good for you. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great. I was hearing that schools near here had to put litter boxes in the bathrooms. Fuck that shit. Fuck that. Why? My tax dollars should not have to go to kitty litter, like at all. That's fucking crazy. What? How about we tell? Like, here's a huge problem in the last decade or two that's happened. Just tell them no. As a novel idea, let's just start telling children no. No, you're not a demon. You don't have demon pronouns. You're not a fairy. You don't have fairy pronouns. You, in fact, are a human child. You are not a dog. You are not a cat. At some point in time, the insanity has got to stop. Like it's like it is so next level fucking weird and stupid all at the same time. I just can't get over it. I can't. It was 39 in this morning in NC, Ohio. Well, you chose to live there, so I'm just kidding. Kentucky is getting chilly. Hate it. Uh-oh. Part of the young generation is burnt. Part of them they're just done. It's so fucking crazy. I will never you're either sir or ma'am. That's the fucking crazy thing. I call almost everybody sir and ma'am and all sorts of shit, whether they're older than me, younger than me, like my age. If you've got a problem with me calling you ma'am, because you have a full beard and you identify as a woman, I'm going to really not fucking care. That is definitely a you problem. 100% a you problem. So. All right. So I ran across this article, and by ran across, I mean, I do believe Betsy sent it to me. Betsy is in the chat all the time. She sends me tons of stuff. I wanted to make sure that everybody that I took, just a personal thank you to her. She sends me tons of topics to talk about. I truly appreciate it. And thank you very much, Betsy. I appreciate it. And if any of you want to send me topics, you can either message me on the MFing COO right here on Twitter or Instagram. And I'll try to take a look at them. But this was an interesting article, and I just wanted to actually extend the article, even more, right? But this is about hitting a weight loss plateau while on semaglutide. Okay. Now, before we get too far, I want everybody to understand there's not really weight loss plateaus. Okay. There is where your body meets the changes that are being made. Okay. So people think, well, I'm plateaued and I don't know what to do. A plateau means if you are not burning fat and if you are not losing weight, if your body is not going to your fat stores to get the energy needed to operate, it means you are not in a deficit and therefore it does not need to go to those fat stores. Okay. You either need to increase activity and or decrease caloric intake 100% of the time. Now, there are many things that go into your caloric expenditure, such as hormones, such as cortisol, your testosterone levels, your estrogen levers, many things. Stress can have a huge play in it. Hydration, which is something I talk about all the time. My water's right here. I'm roughly about 1.5 gallons in the day. Hydration, hydration, hydration. You should be getting plenty of sleep, stress relief, have good relations, like relations meaning like, socialization and stuff like that. It's all important, right? All extremely, extremely important. So I just want to make sure everybody stands that whether you're on these medications or off of these medications, or if you're on no morbidity, off no morbidity, if you're on Alchemy, if you're on the Holy Trinity Weight Loss Bundle, which you can get at theambrosiacollective.com, it is Ember, Alchemy, and no morbidity. With the code MFingCOO, you can get 5% off of the Holy Trinity Weight Loss Bundle, and you can get all 3 of those products for right at $100 with free shipping. So for $100 a month instead of the $1,300 a month you would pay for Wegovy, you can get better results and less side effects. I'm just going to say it. So and people don't like it, if you want to prove me wrong, we can do a head-to-head study any fucking day. We can do a head-to-head study any fucking day between the Holy Trinity Weight Loss Bundle and Ozempic, Mounjaro, any of them. Head-to-head study. I'm ready for it. Let's make that bitch 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, and we'll fucking crush them. Fucking guarantee it. I can't guarantee it. In my mind, I guarantee it. I believe it. So, but Betsy, thanks, Alan. Thank you, Betsy. I really do. I wanted you to know, I really do appreciate you sending me the topics. And hey, Alan, do you think you cover more distance on a treadmill or outside walking in the same time frame? Depends on the person, I would imagine. Like, I'm not a big treadmill person. I like the elliptical a little better, but it depends on the person, I would imagine, like how much you like it. I'm not a huge treadmill walker, just because I don't like, no, first of all, normally they're all angled slightly down. That's why you should raise them up like to 0.5. But I'm not a big treadmill walker, but I don't know. I have no idea. I'd imagine it depends on the person. But we're going to read this article, then we're going to talk about other stuff. Then I'm going to do a full Q&A. Here we go. Boom. Oop. Add to stage. Here we are. This is in Health Magazine, health.com. What to know about hitting a weight loss plateau while on Ozempic or Wegovy. I'm also seeing tons of articles and tons of things saying that there is, like, you're only going to be able to lose so much on these medications. Now, I've seen a lot of people that say they've lost 100 plus pounds on these medications. That is great. Again, one more time, I am not against these medications as long as they're being prescribed properly. I don't think that they should be prescribed to people with depression, anxiety, or ever have had suicidal ideation. Anybody that has any type of pancreatic disorder, because they cause pancreatitis. And there's a new study that's saying about 1% of people will have like some sort of gastroparesis or other very serious GI issue. 1% is a pretty fucking big number when you consider they're going to try to fucking get 100 million people on this in America, because they're going to try to get 100 million people on this in America. You watch. It's the push. I told everybody a while back, watch for them to push weight loss drugs and weight loss pharma like crazy. They got everybody used to the idea that you needed the pharmaceutical industry, and they got everybody used to the idea of getting these jabs all the time. So what's a weekly injection to help you lose weight, right? But if you've used this medication to help you, that's great. The worries I would have if I were you is that they tell you that you have to take it forever to keep the weight off. So they oftentimes say that it won't take you the whole way to lose all the weight you need. So then you're still going to have to diet and shit to lose weight, and like actual like diet, like without, because most people, and the people, by the way, sorry, my ADHD caught this, but the people, by the way, that have lost like 100 pounds using Mounjaro or Wegovy or Ozempic, they all seem to be people who have completely revamped their lifestyle. They seem to be people that use the state of diminished hunger that these medications provide to, in fact, rewrite their lifestyle habits, which is what we suggest people do when they're on no morbidity, Alchemy, and Ember. Is that even if you're just on no morbidity, use the diminished hunger, the blunted biological mechanism of stomach hunger. Use that as a chance to rewrite your habits, without hearing all the food noise and shit, right? So what to know about hitting a weight loss plateau? Even on medications that help with weight loss, like Ozempic and Wegovy, weight loss plateaus are inevitable. That's not true. They're not inevitable. I never hit a weight loss plateau when I was losing the majority of my weight. When I lost the majority of my weight, when I lost my weight the first time, I allowed myself, stupidly, to regain another 20 or 30 pounds, thinking that I needed to get strength back because of what I did for a living. And then when we tried to lose that, I got stuck there a little bit, but that's a different story. Weight loss plateaus can happen regardless of weight loss method a person is using. Of course they can. People are advised to speak to their healthcare provider if they're experiencing a weight loss plateau while on Ozempic or Wegovy. Taking a medication such as Ozempic and Wegovy may result in weight loss, but there's a catch. At some point, they will no longer help you to shed pounds. There's lots of catches, apparently, because there's also a catch that you might shit yourself. In other words, your weight will plateau or reach a point when it becomes more difficult to lose more of it, experts say. Everybody hits a weight loss plateau. Craig Primack, MD, founder of the Scottsdale Weight Loss Center, told Health, no one loses 100% of their weight. Just like when you receive medicine for blood pressure, the pressure falls, but not to zero. It stabilizes at some point. Well, that's pretty fucking stupid and a horrible comparison, because if your blood pressure fell to zero, you'd be fucking dead. But it falls to a healthy range when you're on blood pressure medication. So, and then it stabilizes there. And then if it is still too high, they adjust the medication for it, right? This is a horrible analogy. This fucking Craig Primack sounds like a fucking moron already, because you should still be able to lose all the weight on these medications, because that's what you guys marketed it to be. That you won't keep dropping pounds while taking these drugs might be unwelcome news if you're taking or considering them to help you lose a substantial amount of weight. However, doctors say that they can still offer health benefits, including helping you slim down overall. Here, we break down why you hit a weight loss plateau on these medications, whether it makes sense to still take these drugs, and what to do if you hit a weight loss plateau. Plateaus can happen regardless of weight loss method. A weight loss plateau is when a person reaches a certain body weight and has difficulty losing additional body weight. Alyssa Lampe Dominguez, MD, an endocrinologist with Keck Medicine of USC, told Health. Now, before anybody says, well, she's an endocrinologist, and why should I be able to critique her? I'm just going to remind everybody that I have 3 attending endocrinologists as my clients right now. About 40% of our clientele are doctors, nurses, people in the healthcare industry. So these weight loss plateaus can happen regardless of how you're trying to lose weight, from dieting to weight loss medications to bariatric surgery. At some point, your body will eventually not lose weight as quickly as it did from the beginning. Well, this is for lots of reasons, and I find that they're not even telling anybody why. But this next statement is fucking ridiculous. This is because the body doesn't necessarily want to lose weight. It wants to hold on to the extra weight to protect itself from starvation. That is about the stupidest fucking statement I've ever motherfucking heard. Because people that are actually starving actually fucking starve. It is one of the most ridiculous pieces of bullshit said. I cannot even. I hate that shit like that fucking gets said. I really do, because that is bullshit. This shit right here. This is because the body doesn't necessarily want to lose weight. It wants to hold on to extra weight to protect itself from starvation. That's totally unfucking true. The body's not like, oh, I better watch out for starvation. No, the body will get its energy of what it needs, okay? You reach a weight loss plateau when you're losing weight, because when you're 300 pounds, you burn X amount of calories for a 300-pound person at basal metabolic rate, plus your energy expenditure. Let's say we multiply it by 1.25, okay? So you burn, let's say you burn, as a 300-pound person, you burn with energy expenditure 3,500 calories a day, right? So let's say you burn 3,500 calories a day. As you get smaller, your BMR is going to go down. Therefore, even the adjustment to your activity will be less, because multiplying 200, the BMR of a person of 200 pounds instead of 300 pounds, and then multiplying it by 1.25 or whatever, is always going to be less than the 300 one, because the person weighs less. It's so fucking insane. It's more moronic. It is not because what happens is a person starts eating, say 1,800 to say they eat 2,000 calories, right? So they're eating 2,000 calories, They started at 300 pounds. They're dropping weight like fucking crazy because they're in about a 1,500 calorie a day deficit. So they're dropping weight at about 3.5 pounds a week. So boom, 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 boom. All of a sudden, 33. All of a sudden, like they get down to 250. Now they're only in about a 1,000 calorie deficit. So they're losing about 2 pounds a week. Boom, 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 boom. It's slowing down. Then they lose another 25 pounds. So now they weigh 225. They're trying to get to 200, and they're only in a deficit of about 250 calories, right? So then they get to 200 pounds, and they're at 2,000 calories, and all of a sudden they realize that, oh my God, I'm an average human being with average musculature, and 200 pounds still has me fat. Because the average male at 200 pounds is fat. Period. Like pot-bellied fat. Fat. The average male. I'm not talking about the athletic male, because athletic males are not the average. I'm talking about the average Homer Simpson-shaped male in America, because that's what they are. Homer Simpson-shaped average male. They realize, oh shit, in order to not look like a fucking sloppy-ass prick, I need to lose another 25 pounds to get to 175. But I can't seem to lose weight because even though I'm taking this medication, and even though I'm taking this, and even though I'm taking that, I'm eating what I used to eat. I'm working out how I used to work out. I can't seem to lose weight. It's because you have reached homeostasis, you dumb fuck. It is not starvation mode. Your body hasn't all of a sudden decided to hold on to every fucking thing. If for some reason you are eating like 1,500 calories or 2,000, if you're 300 pounds eating 2,000 calories a day and exercising and you're not losing weight, go get your panels run. You very likely have something going wrong with your thyroid that they can then give you medications for, bring your levels, and normally including your metabolism, back up to normal. Okay. If you are like women with PCOS, sometimes it causes a lower than average basal metabolic rate, but it also can cause increased androgen levels, which therefore cause the person to retain weight more and visceral fat and stuff like that, right? So you're still eating too much. For your energy expenditure, you're still eating too fucking much. It's not starvation mode because you're not starving. To say that, to even profess that starvation mode exists, I challenge any of these fucking people that claim that they can't lose weight no matter what they're fucking doing to take a trip into the woods with me for a week. For real. Like, at some point in time, I'm going to find a taker to do this, but I challenge any of you out there. If you think no matter how little you eat, you can't lose weight, if you actually believe that shit, hit me up. I'd like to have a conversation with you. And maybe we can like arrange for you to come visit and us put you up in a hotel and us make sure of what you're eating and everything like that. And then we just basically put the door of the hotel under surveillance to make sure for DoorDash and shit like that. But you'll lose weight. I guarantee it. The whole starvation mode thing is one of the most ridiculous fucking virtue signaling fucking bullshit. It's not your fault. You almost starved yourself. Your body is trying to keep you alive. No, motherfucker, you're 300 fucking pounds and you're eating 3,500 calories still. You're secretly eating food. That's why you're still fat as fuck. That's why. This is because, okay. According to Lampe Dominguez, the weight loss process actually increases your appetite and forces you to use less energy, burn fewer calories. This is in an attempt to regain any lost body weight or prevent additional weight loss. So there's no such thing as post-exercise oxygen burn, like EPOC. There's no such thing as like how your metabolism goes up after an hour's worth of very serious activity. Your metabolism stays high for hours and hours and hours. That's not a real thing. Oh, wait. It certainly fucking is. Proven over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It certainly fucking is a real thing. When you work out, your metabolism actually goes up. When you put on muscle mass from working out, your metabolism actually goes up. Burns more. And now you're saying that your appetite goes up when you work out. So we're demonizing working out, but now we're telling you that it's just going to make you hungrier. Okay? So we're kind of defaulting back to they eat too fucking much, right? Because that's what that is. Like all these people that say it's not your fault, take our medication to make you eat less. Like, don't get me wrong, No Morbidity and Alchemy and Ember are all designed to help with your appetite, help hunger management, help with the biological mechanism of hunger from the stomach, help uncouple protein 1-enase from adipose tissue. Alchemy is an amazing, every human being should take Alchemy, if for nothing else, the absolute health benefits of it. But yet alone the fact that it decreases blood pressure, decreases triglycerides, decreases bad cholesterol, increases good cholesterol, helps with reduce waist circumference, reduce body mass. It helps blunt the glycemic response of food, making you less hungry. It helps stabilize your blood sugar levels, making you less hungry. It helps increase insulin sensitivity, making you less hungry. So these people are full of shit so far. And I would, by the way, I would openly love Lampe Dominguez. I'd love to have you on. We could have a debate. I would fucking make you look like a fucking idiot. I would, any doctor that wants to talk about starvation mode, show me a fucking study. Let's fucking get this shit on. Let's get it. Let's get it. Weight loss plateaus while on the miracle drug, semaglutide. With medications like Ozempic and Wegovy, semaglutide, people are still likely to hit weight loss plateaus. Fucking crazy. 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 The other day, I skipped a meal and my body absorbed my thumb to prevent me from starving. I'm never dieting again. That's funny. That's awesome. Semaglutide aids in weight loss by decreasing appetite, which it does by delaying the emptying of stomach. The result is eating less, ultimately kickstarting weight loss. Now, you also hear a lot of people say that semaglutide works on the brain. It goes straight to the brain. I've heard this over the weekend. It goes straight to the brain and reduces food noise. No, you're just less hungry because your stomach's emptying less. It's just fucking, it's like when they were saying people that get the COVID vaccine are less likely to die of all causes. They're more responsible. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? In one clinical trial, people taking semaglutide hit a weight loss plateau about 60 weeks after starting the medication. There's no evidence, however, that people will regain weight while on the medication. Give me 1 second. Let's see. That certainly looks like weight regain, does it not? Right here, where they reach their peak at about 56 weeks, and then they plateau, and oh, look, they regain. This is, by the way, this is from the Wegovy study. Ridiculous. I mean, it's literally in their study. Literally in their study. There's no evidence, however, that people regain weight while on the medication. That's an open lie right there. I just showed from Wegovy's own fucking study that it's a fucking lie. Our long-term data is limited at this point. That should terrify everybody on it. That should terrify everybody on it. There's no data showing that people regain when they stayed on the medication. Yes, there is. I just showed it. I literally just showed it. You can regain weight on no morbidity. You can regain weight on alchemy. Do you know why? Because if you eat like shit, no matter how not hungry you are, no matter how much you have the absence of hunger, if you still eat like shit, if you stay very sedentary and you eat over your calories, guess what? You're going to gain weight because physics. So fucking annoying. However, another study found that people who stopped taking it gained back about 2/3 of their weight that they had lost. So they're telling you that this medication is now not going to help most people lose all the weight they need to lose, but you need to stay on that shit forever. So now they're shifting the story to, if you go off these medications, you're going to gain 2/3 of the weight back. Though it is best to discuss with a healthcare provider whether to make take these medications, an obesity medicine doctor, Edward Grunwald, MD, an obesity medicine doctor from the U.S. San Diego, I can guarantee you that all these fucking doctors have made money off Wegovy. Guarantee it. Weight loss plateau shouldn't. Hitting a weight loss plateau shouldn't be a reason not to consider them. These drugs can still benefit you by reducing appetite, regulating blood sugar, helping you feel fuller for longer. What these drugs are doing is working in the brain to change drivers that make it very difficult for people to adhere to lifestyle interventions like diet. They do not work in the brain. It is a glucagon-like peptide, GLP. It is a hormone. It is like a hormone that dampens stomach hunger. It's for your stomach. It does not do shit to your brain. The only thing I think it's doing to the brain is people are having, and if that's the argument, then we should be paying a lot more attention to people that have anxiety, depression, and suicidal ideation on these. A lot more. Being on them, he explained, can give you an opportunity that you wouldn't have otherwise unless you did the smart thing and got on the Holy Trinity weight loss bundle. Had to create healthier habits. You may be more willing to eat a more nutritious diet, for example, and exercise more. So notice how they're all saying it's an admission. Anytime they talk about these medications, it's an admission. You eat like shit and don't have very healthy habits. And they're trying to get it so you can get healthier and eat healthy habits. I mean, reality exists. All right. It really enables a healthy lifestyle. It really does. Really a healthy lifestyle. I don't like to talk about these drugs as weight loss drugs. I like to talk about them as drugs as treating obesity by making you eat less. It is by making you eat less. I have been on GLP-1 inhibitors. Victoza and Byetta both cause me bouts of pancreatitis. I'm very sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing better. Hope you're feeling good now. All right. If you hit a weight loss plateau on semaglutide, the medication will likely still allow you to maintain your new weight. Oh, it'll likely allow you to maintain it. It'll allow you, as long as you keep taking that shit and paying $1,300 a month. According to Lamp Dominguez, no data show that people would continue to take these drugs. People who continue to take these drugs post-plateau regain the weight loss they had. One more time, just so everybody sees. That's pretty fucking, that looks like it's data to me. This looks like it's data. Here we go. Yeah, see, this is the lowest right here, and then it goes up to here. So this is weight loss percentage. At one point in time, the person's lost about 17%. Then it comes back up to 16. So I'm going to just go ahead and say that there's weight regain there because that's what it is. Silliness, just fucking silliness. All right, so one option would be to stop taking a medication, but Lam Dominguez doesn't advise it because evidence shows patients will likely regain any weight loss. If you go off it, you're going to have cravings, same as before. It's as possible that you can still lose weight even after you notice your weight has been standstill. You may need optimization of medications and lifestyle interventions. Oh, they need to optimize your medicines now. Make sure you are building sustainable habits, which I agree with, to give yourself the best chance of succeeding in losing weight and maintaining your weight. She explained that these habits may include making dietary changes. Huge fucking shock. Including ensuring adequate protein, increasing exercise, adding resistance training, and improving sleep quality. Shocking. I know everybody's super fucking surprised. Just crazy. My roommate was on Manjaro. He has lost 15 pounds. I'm fearful. Has lost 15 pounds. I'm fearful for her, but she thinks it's no big deal. Type 1 diabetic. They don't advise people go off it because they lose money. Yep, exactly. And obviously, it is the food. I've done 5-day and 7-day fast for metabolic therapy for cancer and Alzheimer's prevention. I can assure you there is more than enough stored energy to keep you out of starvation for a long time. It's such a fucking ridiculous thing to sell to fat people. Like, hey, we want you to lose weight, but don't try too hard because we don't want you to go into starvation mode. Like, remember that one Lexi girl who was saying how if you don't want to sleep with fat people, you're a bigot. And then she was saying, like, what do you expect me to do? Starve myself? Like, woman, you're 400 fucking pounds. Like, you could go a long motherfucking time and not consider yourself starving. Like, literally a long fucking time. All right. So here's what you do, though. Whether you're on these crazy medications, or even if you're on no morbidity and alchemy, if you're on these in order to try to diminish your hunger and everything like that, and you hit a weight loss plateau, it is 100% almost all the time. First of all, if you weigh yourself every day, don't do that. Okay, because very honestly, it could be water retention and all like that. You want to see your weight loss or your weight over a view of time. You don't want to do it every day because the change is smaller, everything like that. And people that do that every day are normally at the very beginning. At the very beginning, you're probably going to lose a substantial amount of weight per week. Like if you start from fat as fuck, if you start like 250, 300 pounds, if you could start even fatter as fucker at like 400 pounds, you're going to lose weight pretty quickly if you're not eating that much. If go on these medications and they help control your appetite, or you go on what I suggest, the Holy Trinity Weight Loss Bundle, which you can get at ambrosiacollective.com right now. If you go on these things and you weigh yourself every day at the very beginning. Oh, hang on a second. For people taking Wegovy who want to stop and need to choose just one, do you recommend alchemy or no morbidity? I recommend no morbidity, just because. It depends on the person. If the person has more problems with sugar, like sugar cravings and stuff like that, I would recommend alchemy. If the person has a problem with just they love to fucking eat, they're hungry, I would suggest no morbidity. But if you are coming off Wegovy, I would highly suggest you take them both both in the same day. As a matter of fact, I got to take my alchemy, my midday alchemy. Thank you for reminding me. But I would truly suggest you take them both. If you're coming off of one of these GLP-1 medications and you don't want to regain weight and you want to still, continue to lose weight without, pancreatitis and shitting yourself, I would suggest you take them both. But what I was saying is, when you weigh yourself at the beginning, a lot, if you especially have a lot to weight lose, you'll see the scale go down fairly rapidly, even just like after 2 or 3 days. I remember when I first started losing weight, I could lose a pound every 2 days, fairly fucking easily. Just my activity and then what I was eating, I was in a huge deficit. And then when I got closer to the end, it would be like, 0.1, 0.2 pounds, 0.1 pounds, 0.2 pounds, this and that, right? It gets much slower. So weigh yourself, every 2 weeks, once a week, every 2 weeks at max. Okay. If you're a woman, every 2 weeks in between your cycle and menstruation, or in between your menstruation and your ovulation, excuse me. And then every 2 weeks to do that, right? So, but we want to stay away from that, looking at that way, because if you weigh yourself often, you're going to get fucking frustrated, because that will slow down, and it's natural for it to slow down. It's going to slow down until you reach homeostasis. Like you're in a steep deficit. It slows down as the deficit gets smaller, because your body's getting smaller, right? It is just like very commonsensical that if you weigh less, you burn less calories, right? It's just reality. So as you get smaller, you're going to burn less calories. So if you reach a plateau, whether you're on nothing, or you're on Ozempic or Wegovy, or you're on the Holy Trinity, or No Morbidity and Alchemy, sit back and evaluate a few things about your lifestyle that aren't food related first. Okay. Are you getting enough hydration? Are you getting an ounce per pound of your body mass? Okay. Because if you're not getting an ounce per pound of your body mass, try that first and see if you shed any more weight. Okay. And I know it may sound lifestyle encumbrant at the very beginning, but all the data kind of shows that we should be taking in a half an ounce to an ounce per pound of ideal body mass. So if you are 200 pounds, taking 200 ounces of fluid, you can always reduce it down, right? People are like, well, are you worried that the water is going to fill you up too much? It's going to ruin your appetite. I thought that was the fucking point, right? But also take a look at your stress relief. Are you extremely stressed? Are your cortisol levels higher? Because if you have high cortisol levels, it can lower your basal metabolic rate. So work on de-stress. Spend 30 minutes a day trying to find ways to, break the stress of the day and those sorts of things, right? You can also make sure you're getting proper sleep. Spend 30 minutes a day on your sleep hygiene. Make sure the pillows are right. Make sure the blankets are right. Make sure the room temperature is good. If you're having trouble sleeping, lower the room temperature a little bit, put an extra heavy blanket on, and let the weight put it on you. Try a contrast shower, something like that. So we try everything else. If you're happy, satiated, and satisfied with the food you are eating, we will try the other factors of life before we take food away. Because if you're satiated and satisfied, we want to keep up the satiation and satisfaction. It shouldn't feel like you're on a diet. It shouldn't feel like some sort of crazy exercise regimen also either. Although I do suggest that once you've lost weight, maybe you could encourage yourself to do a little bit more activity, which might burn a few more calories and help you lose a little bit more weight, right? You can never be too active, frankly. You can, but most people can't. Like I could be too active. Crystal could be too active because we do this for a living. Most of you can't. Most of you don't have time in your day to be too active. If I wanted to, I could rearrange my schedule and somehow work out for 5 hours a fucking day. And that would be stupid as fuck. It would be very, very stressful and I wouldn't get nearly as much done, but I could do it, it would just be stupid. But most people do not have even the opportunity to work out too much. You should just try to increase your activity. You should try to get some resistance training in, because resistance training is good for both your metabolism, but it's also good to keep weight off. It's very, very good. It's also good because muscle mass helps helps increase your basal metabolic rate, and you want to stay strong as you get older. It's just one of these things. You don't want to be a skinny fat. You don't. So once you've done all that, you've looked at your hydration, you've looked at your sleep, you've looked at your stress relief, you've looked at all those things. Once you've done all that, then if you are still not losing weight, if you have still hit the plateau, right, you need to take a look at your food. Now, what has possibly happened here is if you've lost a substantial amount of weight, which many people on No Morbidity lose 100 pounds. We have got tons of people that have lost 100 pounds. No Morbidity and Alchemy together, we have people that are losing at a very, very fast pace. But Alchemy just came out not too long ago. Just on No Morbidity alone, We have lots of people that have lost 100, 50, 75, 120 pounds, lots of people, lots and lots and lots of people. But once they slow down, then you take a look at everything else, and then you need to look at the food. Then you need to take a look at the food, right? So if you're satiated and satisfied on the food, meaning you like the variety of food you have and you feel that it's nutritious, you might still be overeating, just eating slightly past satiation because you're used to the portion sizes from when you were bigger. So what you do is you sit down with your largest meal of the day, you eat 75% of it, and then you drink 20 ounces of water and you time it. You wait 20 minutes. If you are still hungry at the end of that 20 minutes, eat that food. Now, if you're on Alchemy, I suggest you've taken Alchemy before this meal too. But if you are still hungry, eat that food, because this is not an exercise in hunger. This is, you still want to remain satiated and satisfied. We want to make sure that you're you're good. So hang on a second. But the way this happens is sometimes save the extra 100, 200 calories, okay? And you realize, oh, I'm not hungry. I don't need this food. It's a way that you have been slightly overeating past the point of satiation that you didn't realize, because even though you switched over to whole foods normally when you first started your diet, or when you first started changing your lifestyle, you then need to see your, give me a second. A client messaged me something. I need to message her back. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that, but clients come first. And that person had a very serious question. So what you do is you try to see if you're overeating slightly by any of these things. Now, you can always clean it up too. You got to sit down and ask yourself, am I over treating myself? Am I indulging more more times than what I need? Because if you're indulging in something every day, maybe it needs to move down to every other day, because if, you have to weigh out what you want. If you're still morbidly obese, say you start at 400 and you're still 300 pounds and you hit a plateau, because that's basically what they're saying is probably going to happen for people that are on these medications. You need to make some more changes. Like most people, in relative truth, when they go from very large, like 300 pounds, because 300 pounds is very large. We just don't view it as very large anymore. It will go down. You immediately make a lot of changes and it drops off a little bit, but you still need to make another significant shift, but satiated, satisfied at 300 pounds, start cutting food out to get to 200 pounds, that sort of thing. So, here we go. Started coaching with Alan and his team this week, and I could not be more excited to make this change. It's so fucking overdue. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it greatly. Looking forward to working with you. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And one more time, if you are interested in getting coaching, if anything I just said resonated with you and you realize that you could benefit from daily communication, weekly video conferences, we individualize stuff for you, literally. Like we individualize like how you approach your weight loss. We will gladly help. Now that I've gone over how to break your plateau by adjusting your food, by looking at all the other things first and then adjusting your food, what can we do? What can I say? What questions can I answer? There we go. And scroll to see if I missed anything. Somebody asked about my go-to hot sauce. I like, Frank's Red. It's delicious. Sriracha does have some sugar in it, yeah. But what else we got going on? Anybody have any questions, concerns, any questions about what we just talked about? So And by the way, again, if you have any video ideas or things you want me to look at, MFing COO, you can send that anywhere. You can send it to either Twitter or Instagrams, and just message me on either of those, and I will take a look at them. I have a 25-pound weighted blanket. It's amazing. Weighted blankets help a lot of people sleep. They really, really, really do. We have animals that just lay on the bed. They own it. So great for Steph Lambeau. I'm 94 days with no binge. You're fucking killing it too. Killing it. Would your advice for a happy binge eater be different? I binge, but not when I'm upset or stressed. But definitely do things when things are going super well. It'll be slightly different because you need to find a different way to celebrate. Because right now you're viewing this stuff as a positive thing, like a reward almost. And you need to very much break the idea that it's a reward, because it is actually the thing that's fucking hurting you, you know? So basically something awesome happens and you're happy, so you punish yourself. So yes, we will approach that very differently. Have you seen the TikTok, the fat acceptance girl asking for wider halls at the hotels? Yes, I did a live about that last week, I believe. Fucking ridiculous. Like, it's so insane. Like, they might as well just, first of all, to widen, she wanted wider elevators too. To widen an elevator shaft, you might as well rip the fucking building down. Like, it's so moronic. Like, these people say this shit as if it's like just that it's in this little fucking fairy tale land they live in, with like the fucking purple sky and the rainbow going across it and a unicorn dance across the rainbow, shitting out glitter. Like, they have these little magic wands, like poof, wider hallways. Like, it's not a fucking Hermione bag. You know what I mean? Like, they can't just expand this shit. I mean, these people are full on crazy. She's just she's crazy, you know? Fat will do that to you. Fat will make you crazy. Not a question, just really helpful. I've lost 150 pounds, but I have been on a bit of plateau. However, when I cut out added sugar, my excess appetite vanished. Now I'm hitting 1,200 to 1,400 calories a day, easy. That is very, very good. Make sure you're getting plenty of, that's low calories. So I don't know how tall you are, but that is low calories. Make sure that you are getting plenty of protein. Make sure you're taking a multivitamin a day. Make sure you're getting healthy fats in a day too. And if you, anybody that's trying to lose weight, anybody that is trying to lose weight for whatever reason, processed sugar should be something you can count on one hand how many times you have in a month at maximum. For real. Processed sugar should be something you can count on one hand how many times you have it in a month. Not in a day, like most people, in a month. Okay, if you're not, are you really, if you're having it more often, are you really serious about your weight loss? Because it is making you hungrier. It is bad for your system. It really, really is. Thank you, Betsy, excuse me. Some people claim consuming too few calories puts you in starvation mode. Is there a daily caloric amount that is unhealthily low? A daily caloric amount that's unhealthy. First of all, the starvation mode thing we talked about ad nauseum on this very video that we're talking about. That's stupid as fuck. Okay, there's no such thing as starvation mode. None. There is your body, like, you're not feeding your body. There could be some hormonal issues because you're not actually giving your body the building blocks it needs. Like, if you stay away from fatty acids, your body's not going to produce any hormones or anything like that. Cortisol levels could spike, those sorts of things, and lower your basal metabolic rate. But if you're getting your protein and healthy fats in a day, and you're able to, be satiated and satisfied on that, plus whatever vegetables you want to eat, like non-starchy vegetables, I would suggest you're fine. I would not suggest that you take your ideal weight, multiply it by 10, and I would never eat anything under that. That's a very good, a very rudimentary but good thing. Say you want to weigh 120 pounds. Don't ever go below 1,200 calories, ever. That's your basement. Don't ever go below it. But there is no such thing as starvation mode. It's completely bullshit. Completely bullshit. Brought my cat into my new apartment, and he's definitely keeping me on my toes. He has me running around shoelaces. That's awesome. Elevators are already rated for like six or more people. How much does she want them to be? She's six or more people herself. The fat acceptance community this is true. The fat acceptance community is entitled and probably narcissistic. Yep. Have been slacking on the water lately. Definitely can feel it. Get on it, Kelsey. Get on it. What are my thoughts on Fairlife milk? I don't really know much about it. So I wish I could get raw milk from the farm. That's my thoughts. Fairlife is a horrible company that abuses their cows. Thank you, Jessica. Buy local dairy. I agree with her. I looked at the bag of Halloween Reese's Pieces pumpkin yesterday, and in the moment knew I'd always be a binge eater. It's controlled but never gone. I'm always going to be a binge eater. Always. I am 2 years, 8 months, and 22 days as of today. No binge. I'm always going to be a binge eater. Approach it like it's alcoholism. Just admit it to yourself. Just admit it to yourself. If you're a binge eater, just admit that it's something you need to do the steps for every day. And if you don't, it will kill you, because it will. I'm always going to be a binge eater. Always. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm very proud of, I'm very, very, very proud of how I've taken responsibility for my eating disorder, and I keep it in check. I'm super proud of it. I mean, to me, that, you know, it's something that it's a cycle of abusive self-abusive behavior that I am just like, I'm proud I don't do that to myself anymore. You know, I'm really, really proud of it, you know, and I think everybody else should be. Like, everybody else should look at it that way, you know, because if you don't, I mean, it's going to kill you. Look around. Like, the sad thing is binge eating disorder and food addiction is the number one eating disorder by fucking far. By fucking far, it is the number one eating disorder in America by far. It's not even a close second. I mean, it's just absolutely not. People binge eat like it's how they just are supposed to eat. It's ridiculous. Totally next level crazy. But they do it anyway. It's fucking sad. It really is. All right, guys, any last questions before I wrap this up for the day? I think, Alan, you are an amazing role model when it comes to being able to control your binging. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I try to be. Because, I mean, like I just said, I was telling people earlier, like I had Crystal made me some oat muffins this week, like a coffee cake oat muffins. And I had a few yesterday. Like, I still enjoy my food, like to a tremendous fucking degree. I enjoy my food, but I just eat in balance. Alan, what do you think of Celsius drinks? I think they're good. They got a lot of caffeine in them, and a little bit of sugar too. But in a pinch, I'll take a Celsius or a Monster if I need a little bit of energy. It's not something I do every day by any stretch of the imagination. I do stay away from caffeine as much as possible. But I think it's, as energy drinks go, I like it. Didn't they just change the TY guidelines against people like Amber? No, they didn't. They claim they did, but they didn't. You watch. It'll be against people like me who talk about it. You watch. I'm proud of losing over 40 kilograms, keeping it off, and being a slender woman now. Bam! Everybody congratulate this woman, because that's what that deserves. Hell fucking yeah. There was this lady that was upset about people fat shaming animals. How do you fat shame a cat? It's disgusting that people get their cats fat. I know people are gonna be like, what about Awesome Sauce? We try hard. She's lost a little bit of weight, but she's just a big cat, one, and two, she steals everybody's food. Yeah, I used to be described as having a hollow leg. How I used to, yeah. I mean, people have said that shit like that about me before too. You know, great advice about the sugar. I will stick to that. Thank you, Diana. I appreciate it. I'm having trouble allowing myself anything like that. Mentally beat myself up for having a slice of my husband's birthday cake the other day. M. Warwick, I really think, like, if you want to lead a long, happy, healthy life, I think you should get the coaching, because that's definitely not a way to go through the holidays either. Okay, the idea is you enjoy the holiday. Like, it's Thanksgiving for Canadians right now, so if you are having Canadian Thanksgiving and you're going to eat the pie or you're going to whatever, please do. I would suggest you, before you go to Thanksgiving dinner, that you've already eaten your protein and healthy fat for the morning. You could start your day off with a steak or some chicken thighs or something like that. Go and enjoy the meal, including the dessert, and just make sure tomorrow you start your day off with healthy fats and protein again, and you're right back on. You've planned this in, so you're not going off plan. It sounds to me like you were worried about going basically off plan when you should be planning in having a piece of cake for your husband's birthday. Now, don't get me wrong. If cake is something that makes you binge, you should probably stay away from it. But if it's something that you can eat in portion and it just makes you feel bad, we need to address that. So I do suggest you would get coaching. Here's the links to get coaching, people. We've got a few slots available. Please take us up on it. Then, well, processed sugar causes hyperinsulinemia, which can lead to leptin resistance. Eating processed sugar constantly literally prevents people from telling they're full. Yep, it absolutely does. So, all right, guys, I got some filming to do in the car and shit like that. So I hope all of you have a great goddamn day. I'll be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Hang on a second. I would love to get coaching, but it's got to wait until I get my first paycheck starting a new job on Monday. All right. We'll be waiting for you. And I hope everybody has a phenomenal fucking day. God damn.